Hi, I'm Ciprian, and I am the maintainer of Free Heroes 2 Enhanced, an engine recreation of Heroes 2. If you want to see what is Free Heroes 2 about, follow the link in the description. In this series of clips, I will review all Heroes games as a developer and as a casual player looking if you want to play these games now in 2019. I will give the review score upfront to make it easier to understand my views about the game. In So I will rate this game 7 out of 10, meaning you want to play it, especially if there are enough positives that you may see in this review about this game. This game is the most popular in the game series, and part of the reason is, in my view, is that compared with previous games, it is had a much longer development time, so it has much more polish all around. I would consider that this game, part of its success, it is that it was very familiar for heroes to do players. And the reason I would say, if I will be to speculate, it is that everything started as a heroes to source code and it was just improved. If you would play, for example, with Castle, and you'll see um, a free uh, stables and you have champions, you will be able to upgrade them for free. So really, maybe if you know this quirk of the game, if you go in a stable with Cavaliers, they will be upgraded. So all these issues, the quirks, I will say, they are exactly the same from Heroes 2. So I would assume they change the graphics. Also, by default, Heroes 2, like Heroes 3, have a fixed resolution. Even here, right now, the resolution is a bit bigger. Is in fact like 800 by 600. Still is not such of a huge big. And let's go with the pluses. So I would say graphics in themselves, they are a big plus, and maybe they are not a big plus in the way I was seeing the game before, but they are a big plus because they are really, really very. It has its unique style, which is name in the design, skeuomorphism. So let's say this looks, let's say like stone, but it's really real photo of a stone. If you look on the grass, it looks really like a grass, so it looks much more realistic, to say so. The units look greater than life. The With the animations, with various units to take and so on. Many things in the interface are improved. You remember the save options dialog, so right now it looks much more streamlined. You have even a quick combat option. The save will allow you to use long file names. Before you were blocked to 8 characters, so right now you can write up to, I think, 255 letters. So it's this part feels much more modern experience. Other part that maybe in the past I would set it as an ugly in, let's say, in Heroes 2, is the part that it is very popular. Being popular, it doesn't make the game good or bad, but it means that you can find a lot of content and help and YouTube gameplay and so on. And this could be really nice. to to have it. I I'm also think thinking that most of the players uh, and the reviews will show many pluses, but even I know that there are very passionate players. I would say there are also some minuses that are not to be ignored. So one criticism which I put even in Heroes 2 is that it's splitting the units. So this dialogue looks very nice. So this part is improved, but one part which is not improved, and let's go to the castle to see it, is that. Let's go to the castle. And if we upgrade, we will not know that we can supposedly upgrade the archers, including if we double click and use this button. And I would say it's even less visible than before with the upgrade. I mean, I know the arrows means upgrade, but if you are a beginner, you will really have to look at least a person playing to upgrade. And you may not know all the units. Another part, which if you play for some time, let's go to main game. If you'll play, let's say as a scenario, it's all good. But if you play in competitive play, you'd be not allowed to play, for example, with necromancy, because the necromancer is a uh, with necropolis, sorry, because necromancy is really making the game really unfair, and also with conflux. So the game is really bad on the balance. There are many AI glitches and such that you could find battles and reviews when people play just with a first level unit, which are very weak units, and they can beat the game with even 7 enemies or something like that. Also, you see this gray bar around. This is because I play with HD mode. Without it, the game looks much more bland. The other part which many people on the Heroes 2 maybe don't want to admit, but as as I know people who started and they played Heroes 2 very close to me, and they jumped to Heroes 3, they didn't like it, especially the graphics. And I'm not here to say what is better artistically, but when you go from a cartoony style to a real, let's say, real graphics, you may dislike how the things look. To me, it doesn't happen too often, but at least compared with Heroes 2, it will crash kind of often in operating systems. If you're not using, for example, the HD mode, which I'm using, which I think also replaces some DLS, but it will still crash, especially on big maps or when there are many units. But okay, so let's jump to conclusions. Is it worth to buy it and to play it now if you didn't know already about the game? So I'm honestly on the maybe side. I think that especially if, let's say, you are with a child or a youngster, the youngster may appreciate really the simpler graphics, or if you are or you want to say it to your wife, which she is not a gamer or something like that. I assume that there as being much more units, much more content, and many more glitches to exploit, the Hero 3 can be as bad or as good as a Heroes 2 game, and this is why I gave you the same review. On the other hand, if the person is very nerdy and wants to know all the races, balances, that Solmir gives many channel lightnings and so on, maybe you should take it. Also be aware when you buy the GOG version and try to install the HD mod, because there is a Heroes 3 HD edition made by Ubisoft, which I strongly recommend it against. I would give to that version of Heroes 3 a 5 out of 10 if you would care. So I would strongly recommend against to buy it. Okay, so I hope you like it and see you on the next one. Bye bye.